Hi everyone, my name is Lisa and I am the chef with Revive Wellness and MyViva Plan. Today I wanted to talk about Brussels sprouts, probably one of the most notoriously hated vegetables in the history of mankind. And that is because they were typically cooked from a frozen package, and I have nothing against frozen vegetables, but they were usually overcooked and that turned them kind of mushy, a bit bitter, all the things we generally don't like in our cooked vegetables. So I'm here today to show you a few different ways to prepare them from their fresh state, which is a completely different ballgame. Brings out their natural sweetness, they're not gonna be overcooked and mushy and none of that stuff. So I'm gonna start by steaming them, and I will show you how to do that, and there's a little bit of a twist in there, and I'll show you what I mean by that in a few minutes here. Steaming Brussels sprouts is actually quite easy to do. I have a pretty traditional steamer setup here. So I have it's like a 2-level pot. The top pot has perforations in the bottom to allow the steam to come through, and it's just sitting on top of a regular pot that has about 1.5 inches of water in it or so. I'm gonna bring that to a boil, and then you just want to stick your Brussels sprouts in there. So I'm gonna do that right now. We're gonna put the lid on, and then you just wanna let them cook until they're nice and tender. So how do we know when they're done? This will probably take 3 to 6 minutes, depending on the size of the Brussels sprouts. And then you want to test them out by using a sharp knife, like a paring knife, and just piercing into one. And you want it to be tender, but not overcooked and mushy, because as we know, that doesn't make for a good Brussels sprouts. So it's kind of up to your preference a little bit, but you just want it to be just barely tender. You don't want it to be mushy and overcooked. So I'm going to let this cook now for that until they're tender, and then we'll proceed with the next step here. My Brussels sprouts have finished steaming, so I just put them in a bowl here, and you could just stop there and serve them as is, and they'd be great. Keep it simple. You could put a bit of salt and pepper or your favorite seasoning on there, and it's done. So that's one really easy way on its own. But I want to show you a couple different ways now to use those steamed Brussels sprouts and just kind of bring it to the next level. So one of those ways is by just making a quick and simple lemon vinaigrette to put over top of it, and the brightness of that lemon really brings out the sweetness of the Brussels sprouts. So to do that, I'm just gonna mix it all up in a shaker cup here. You can use a mason jar or whisk it in a bowl, whatever you have. So I have some fresh lemon juice here that I've squeezed, and we're gonna put some olive oil in with that. This can also double as a salad dressing. So if you want to make a kind of a larger batch of it, you can do that, and then just have some left over for salad. So it's kind of has a dual purpose there. A little bit of Dijon mustard and a garlic clove that I've grated. I like a little bit of heat, so I'm putting a few shakes of chili flakes in there, and then salt and pepper for some seasoning. So that's really all you need. Most people have this in their home, or you can easily get it. And then I'm just going to give that a quick shake. And then you just want to pour just enough to coat them. I'm not going to use all of this. I'm just going to use, I don't know, a couple teaspoons even. I didn't make very much Brussels sprouts today. And I forgot to mention that I cut my Brussels sprouts in half. I trimmed off the ends and then cut them in half and then steamed them. You can do them whole for sure, but this is, I just like it this way because they actually, with the increased surface area, they actually absorb a bit more of the flavors of the vinaigrette. So you can choose how you want to do that. So I'm just going to pour a little bit over that. And so yeah, I have some left over there to put on a salad later. And then you just want to give it a nice toss, and then it just kind of seeps into all those spaces in all those Brussels sprouts there, and it just brings it to the next level. So that's a really great vegetable side dish, really easy to prepare. The Brussels sprouts only took about 5 minutes to steam, and there was no other prep involved other than the cutting in half. So they're quick to prepare, really flavorful, maybe something different that you haven't tried before. So that was the first way I wanted to show you, and there's lots more coming up.